Alright. Hey there guys, it's Forewarn here, and I'm here with another video. This time, I'm going to be reviewing Vision Video by PZA. PZA, that's how you say it technically, it's Bzz. This is the newest release from experimental artist PZA. Technically it's not his newest. I believe he had a album come out just recently on PZA's own Bandcamp, but this record came out here on DMT Records, which is the record label of Corp, as well as many other vaporwave artists that you might heard of. He's been releasing PZA. Has been releasing singles since like Opium Lungs back in 2014, with mastering credits from LRG. And he's currently signed to DMT Records, but he has been signed to Let's Talk Figures in the past, especially for his first albums. And I listened to some of his back catalog. It's really weird, kind of disturbing sometimes, vaporwave elements mixed with more like traditional electronic. He has been playing with styles like electro and trap and adding in vaporwave influences, and that kind of makes him more vaporwavy. So let's talk about the album. The first track is called Define Custom Colors. It has a very muted beat with these like sporadic kick hits, like kind of like hi-hat hits in trap, or maybe the last record that I covered, Neon Forest, Suicide Forest. It had a lot of sporadic hi-hat hitting in some of the tracks. It does mix in some trap elements, which I do like, more than just the beats actually. Most vapor trap just kind of adds in the beats, but it does add some horns and some trap-like synths. Which leads, this track transitions into track 2, which is Don't Talk to Me or My Son Ever Again. These have some great titles, I gotta say. And this has some nice this is some nice sounding synths, very smooth synths, and a broad open field that makes this a very very airy track. Very almost vaporer, I could say. Which is a great segue into the third track, which is Vapor Temple. This takes a much more traditional vaporwave approach, with the dreamy synths and the Windows-like sound, like Brian Eno Windows stuff. Even though the polysynth synthpad does add a nice touch. Track 4, which is Be Kind, Please Reward. Or Rewind, sorry. This is a very airy and reverberated beat. Dominates the mix. The snares are really hard hitting in this mix, and it's powerful but very mellow. This track really shows the album's mastering skills and how much whoever mastered this album, whether it be PZA or LRG again, or someone else from DMT Records, how skilled whoever mastered this record is. Track 6 is Lavender Town. This tries to mix chiptune with vapor trap, but it's a great beat and a very progressive sounding with its tempo and stuff, but I really hate the lead synth. It sounds so squealy, it sounds like a detuned pheromone. Track 7 is We Bloom Together. Once again, this is a really great beat. I like the beats on this album, especially from about track 1 to track 8. They're at their strongest. I love the low sounding quality, and those those synths sound great. But these two elements, while great, just don't really go together. I guess they don't really mix. They sound a little off, counterpointed. And all the track Murder really tries to get itself back up and going with a great vocal melody and kind of an anti-drop. It still doesn't save how this song, is composed, I guess. Track 8 is Google Wakeboarder. The song starts off with something I never hear in a vaporwave song, and that is a actual recorded guitar part, acoustic, kind of Western driven, almost Western like. Very interesting. It was a great change of pace for the record. Then transitions into this nice little beat, backing up this really nice electric guitar, kind of clean channel stuff. And as a guitarist and a vaporwave enthusiast, I really like this sound. It was not half-assed or anything. It has some great mixing and some pretty okay drops. Not very heavy. This album is really good at anti-drops and stuff like that. And I really like the folk electronic sound mixed with vaporwave. And although the vocal sounds really sound stupid, the vocal samples on this album aren't handled the best, but sometimes they can be worse than other times. Track 9 is Lisa Simpson. This sounds like 90s techno acid house rave. This is weird. This track is automatically weird. I don't even want to cover it. Track 10 is A Cavern Full of Aloe Vera. Or Vera, or whatever. And this is kind of a cloud rap inspired instrumental with its sub bass and reverberated cake groans and like breaths and stuff. It's very open, very soothing, very mellow, and very cloud rap. Track 11 is Our Drive. This song is a heavily melody-based track with a great sample. It makes this track very free and seductive and playful and like all these good things. And this transitions into track 12, which is For Rusty, which starts out with this very ominous and minor progression and a heavy sub bass. It makes for very suspenseful but maybe misplaced. I would have liked For Rusty to be more acoustic driven in the same way that Wakeboarder was, but you can't ask for everything, so it's okay for me. It's good enough for me, although I feel like Wakeboarder should have been the closing track. It would have fit in a little bit more, especially since Wakeboarder doesn't transition to any other songs. But overall, this album is really good. This is probably the most prissy studio vaporwave album I've ever listened to this year. It sounds so glossy, and the mastering and the mixing and all that good jazz sounds so great on this record, and it really shows what DMT Records is capable of. Even on some of their more unknown releases, if you check DMT Records, right down at the bottom of the best-selling or whatever it's called, like the most popular or whatever, that's where you'll find most of PZA stuff. Although PZA is a great artist when it comes to this. As someone who's listened to his back catalog, I gotta admit, really good. But compared to his newest album, which I forgot the name of, and even Opium Lungs, and even his first album, or I forgot, first or second album, that was released on DMT Records, because I did kind of run through some of the stuff, and I don't really remember album titles well, so I'm really sorry. Compared to those, this one's kind of like not as good, but it's still a very good album, and that's why I'm giving this a very good 4 out of 5. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. Tell me what you want me to talk about next. I will see you guys later.